Alright guys, I am going to show you how I do my two basic, requested balayages I do. It's going to be split in half. So this half is going to be regular blended balayage with a money piece. It's on me all blended normal weaving. So just there is going to be hair in between. And then this side is going to be more blonder side. It is going to be baby lights up top, whichever one likes baby lights up top, with some slicing in between just to get most of the hair blonde. So yeah, it'll be up here, up all this lightness, and then this will be all blended with her money piece up front. So it'll be two separate sides, and I'm going to show you step by step on how I achieve it. This is her before, a good 7, and we're gonna get her as light as possible, and I'll show you the process. Now to mixing, I'm going to mix Redken's Flash Lift with 40 Developer, also Brazilian B3 solution, and mix it all together. Okay, with our first section, we are going to be doing medium to large weaving. When I start my tees, I will start from the bottom and work my way up. The tees will help blend and create a seamless finished look, and I want to repeat this process all the way through. With my first application of bleach, I will use that to stick the hair onto the foil. And then with the rest, I will saturate the rest of the hair, and you will start to notice I start flicking my brush, creating a blend. I will start to create a U and V shape. This is going to help make it more a halo effect on the hair. And I will repeat this process all the way through, just a speeded up version. I do make sure the hair is very saturated. Once it's saturated, it's so much easier because you don't have to go back and check on your foils constantly, because everything should be lifting up evenly. Another good tip is I do grab the rest of the foils, and it helps support when I am applying the bleach. This is kind of like a dupe to the balayage board. Okay, now to the sides. I'm still doing my heavy weaving and teasing, but now with my bleach, I am going to start angling my bleach application, making sure those front pieces are a lot higher, more closer to the scalp compared to going towards the middle. This is kind of creating a halo effect. I'm still doing the same technique, making sure everything is saturated, making sure all that good stuff is still going on, but just the angle is what's different when I get towards the front. Okay, another thing that I do like to do is, as you can see, my weaving is pretty big right now. I do start most of my bottom weaving, the bottom of the head, a lot bigger. Then once I start going up, I gradually start doing smaller sections, smaller weaving until I get to the top, until it's almost practically, not baby, but very small weaving, just because I like the top a lot more natural looking, obviously, than the bottom. Okay, so now with our money piece. With the money piece, you can slice or weave. In my case, I am going to weave her just because I weaved that whole side of the head. So I'm just going to stick with that. This is just going to keep her soft looking in the front. She'll still have her nice money piece, but more soft around the face. Just more natural looking. And I will go in with 2 foils with this. You can do more, just depending on how much your girl hair has, but 2 foils usually does me right. And you want to make sure you saturate this really good. You see me here, I will saturate this for a very long time. I just want to make sure it's really good, because I really don't go back to reapply these front pieces, just because they lighten so quickly, and once I take them out, it's already perfectly lightened. It's great. So you don't want to make sure you don't miss any spots. So once I fold these bad boys up, they're good to go. Okay, so now for the second half of the head. This is going to be the slicing method. I'm going to slice her, and I'm going to start just doing my regular teasing. I'm still doing my U to V shape. That's always going to be my go-to. But with this, what I cannot emphasize the most is you do want to take very thin sections. You want to make sure everything is saturated as much as you can. Please take your time on this. I know it feels like it's going to take you forever to do the whole head, but I promise you, it will. It beats going through every one of those foils and reapplying every single time. Don't get me wrong, sometimes you do have to reapply, but this will just ensure that everything lifts evenly. Now with the bottom half of the front, I'm still doing my same slicing and my same teasing, but I am going to be angling just like how I did the other side, but just with slicing. I'm just going to be putting down my foil, and then I'm going to use my first bleach to glue everything together, saturate everything, and I will angle up, making sure that front piece is a lot higher than the back piece, if that makes any type of sense. Now for the top part. This goes for the front and the back sides. We're going to start highlighting in between our balayage now. And I'm going to do small highlight sections just to start breaking up that brown so she doesn't feel so dark and drastic up top. There won't be such a harshness. It will just create more lightness up top for her. And on the very last section, I grab those two last pieces, I break them up in half, and I will do highlights up top. Those two last foils will be highlights. Two little small highlights or baby lights, however you want, but I do make sure those are highlights. Now that we are finished with our lightning, we are going to throw her in the shampoo bowl, literally. I am going to cleanse her and shampoo her twice and condition her. Now for melting, I usually tone at the bowl, but just to save a little bit more time, but for now I'm showing you at the stand. I am melting her with a level 7. I am using 7B and P. I'm going to do this on both sides of the head. This is just to show that I am still using the level 7, but I want to show you the difference between what it's going to look like melted and what it's going to look like on top of highlights. It's still going to show a big difference, but just the technique is just different. But I am using just how we apply color with my thumb, making sure the blonde pieces do not touch the rest. I let that melt sit for about 2 to 3 minutes. While that sits, I mix the bottom half of my toner. I am going to be using a level 8 just to control the warmth of her hair. Her hair was a little too warm for my taste, so I did go in with the 7 and 9 and B and some 9P. But with your toner, you really do have to step away from it. Most of us tend to freak out and want to rinse it out immediately as soon as it changes any type of kind of tone. But I promise you, once you start putting heat to it, once you start blow drying it and start flat ironing it or curling it, you will have that perfect color. I promise you. You just have to trust your colors and trust your instinct on what you're doing. Your colors will not do you wrong if you use them properly. Alright guys, this is the end result. I freaking love it. You can definitely see the difference between each side. The left side is what we did the slicing and highlights. As you can see, the bottom is basically all blonde. And up top, it's definitely a lot lighter up top. Those highlights definitely broke up that blonde and it made it look so much softer and lighter up top. It's definitely not harsh and it's pretty natural looking. Needs to say that 90% of her hair was in foils. So I love this method so much. I definitely recommend this method for anyone that do want to go lighter, more heavier, or just want to see more lightness up top. I definitely recommend it to those girls because none of my girls have ever really complained. They really truly love seeing that brightness up top. Okay, so now this is the right side. This is our standard balayage with our money piece. As you can see, the balayage is pretty seamless. It's pretty soft. Our money piece is very soft looking. That's because of the weaving. If we would have did just the slicing, it would be a little bit more prominent, I think. But I did want to keep it as natural looking as possible just because I want you to see the difference between a more natural look versus a more like a flamboyant look, you know what I mean? This one's so in your face and so bright and so light, but compared to the other side, it's so natural. And that there's so many girls out there that are scared to start the lightening journey. So with the standard balayage I think will be perfect for them. It's so seamless, so soft looking, so much more natural looking. It's a good first step type thing. But this is the results. I honestly love both of them, but please let me know which side is y'all's favorite, and I hope y'all got something out of this video, any little tips and tricks that y'all can use on y'all's future balayages. But if y'all have any questions, please let me know. I will be happy to answer any of them. I know it's kind of hard to explain everything I do in like a freaking 12-minute video, but I hope y'all enjoyed it. I worked pretty hard on it, but thank y'all for watching, and I appreciate y'all, and I can't wait to see y'all again soon. Bye, guys.